Two men, same city, same neighborhood. The first earns $85,000 a year. He opens his banking app and feels sick. The account is nearly empty, and there are still 9 days left in the month. The second earns $42,000. He doesn't need to check his account. He knows there's enough in there to live on for 14 months, even if he loses his job tomorrow. Same city, same neighborhood. The one earning nearly twice as much is standing on the edge of a cliff. This isn't a story about income. This is a story about something most people never learn. And I won't take long to get you there. There's something the $85,000 man never realized. Everything he bought didn't just cost money once. He paid when he purchased it. That was the first time, but there's a second time, and this one comes with no invoice. The second time is the space it takes up in his home, the time he spends maintaining it, organizing it, worrying about it. The small piece of focus it pulls away every day, even when he's not looking at it. He rides the motorcycle twice a month. The workout gear he used for 3 weeks, then abandoned. The spare room turned storage unit that he still pays rent on every month. The purchase price is just the entry ticket. The real cost is the rest of your life spent feeding it. But this is only the easy part to see. The harder part is what happens when your money starts to grow. Every time you earn more, something else grows alongside it, quietly and without permission. He gets a raise. He moves to a better apartment. He gets a promotion. He buys a newer car. Income goes up, more expensive clothes, restaurants instead of cooking at home, and farther vacations. 6 months after the raise, he's still counting the days to the end of the month. Not because he's reckless with money, but because he never asked himself, how much do I need to call it enough? A raise without a ceiling is just a bigger number flowing through the same hole. This is something no school ever teaches you. Most people run their whole lives with no finish line. Income rises. Expectations rise with it. Expenses expand to fill whatever space is left. They keep running until they're too tired to ask why. Smarter people do this earlier. They sit down and decide, what kind of apartment is enough? What kind of car is enough? How many clothes are enough? Then they earn toward that target, instead of running forever with no stopping point. When income crosses that threshold, the surplus isn't swallowed up by a more expensive version of the same life. It goes straight into something else. We'll talk about that something else at the end. But first, there's one thing that needs to be said plainly. The real reason behind most of what you buy isn't because you need it. You buy because you're insecure. Because you want to feel like you're moving forward. Because at some moment, something new in your hands creates a feeling of control. The new iPhone 17 Pro Max doesn't improve your life. It just temporarily fills a void, until the next version comes out and that void returns. People with real financial security don't need to buy status, because their account already tells the story they need to hear about themselves. When you understand this, you start to see every purchase differently. Not, I want this, but, what am I trying to fill with this? And that question will save you from a great many things. Now let's return to the original question. Why does the $42,000 man sleep soundly, while the $85,000 man is afraid to look at his account? Because the $42,000 man understands something the other one doesn't. Freedom is not measured by what you own. Freedom is measured by what you can choose. Ask yourself this. If you lost your job tomorrow morning, do you have 6 months to breathe? Or do you have to make calls that same day to keep working? If the answer is panic, then you don't have freedom. You have a job, and that job is holding you in place, not because you love it, but because you have no other choice. Everything you buy that you don't need doesn't just take your money. It takes away your right to say no, your right to leave, your right to stop when your body and mind need rest. The $42,000 man isn't wealthier because he was luckier, not because he had a better starting point, not because he works less. He simply learned one thing earlier than most people. The things you don't buy are what build your freedom. Freedom doesn't begin when you quit your job. Freedom begins when, whether you go to work or not, your life still goes on. If everything you own disappeared today, which things would you not spend money to replace? Leave your answer below. That answer might be the most important thing you've said to yourself today.